So Asler does not just offer building solutions, but also property solution. So can you explain what you mean by this statement?
Yeah. Architects, as I've told you before, it's about problem solutions. What is our playground? Our playground is property, is the land, is the asset. It is an old building, whatever building it is. The property solution that we do is more about how to commercialize this building. We call ourselves a commercial architecture, which means we design something so that our clients can sell to other people, their customers. So we create values. That's first. The solution can be like how to improve the efficiency so that they can get a better margin later for their planning, and how to also we integrate an added value so that the products, the building or the design department can also be unique, so that the customers, their customer, our clients' customers, can see our product as something unique. So we put uniqueness in the design as well, and everything needs to be integrated at once, because this is something that I think is inseparable. Most of the time, the business development, the property solution, and the architect is always two separate entities. We blend them into one so that we can create a more direct planning. So we know exactly what is going on. We study the market. We look at the surroundings. We study how much per square meters that you need to sell. And we look at the other competitor as well. Okay, how do we manage to, for our clients to win over the other competitors in this tough market? So that's what we call a property solution. It's a one package solution for them to commercialize their asset.
So Asler will be the first architecture firm to be listed on the Indonesian Stock Exchange in January. So how difficult is to achieve a listing in such a short period of time?
It's very interesting questions, because most of the companies that goes listed in the Bursa Efek, they are in a manufacturing company. They are also a property company. What are they? They are company with assets, with land banks or with the buildings. We have assets. Our company, the difficulties is that we basically are a service company. Well, we don't have as much asset as they do, but what we managed to convince to the person in the stock exchange is that this is the only company, this is the only type of business who can grow multiple times. If you have an asset or if you have like tangible assets, you see that it is something that you can count. It is something that you can, it's something that is degradable every year. While service business is something that can bring added value to an asset. So perhaps there are only two types of industry that can do that. First is a service based, one is design, architecture and such. The other is the IT, technology. They are also a problem solution. So we are basically into that categories. And we, thanks to all of my team who works very hard to make this process fast, and then we managed to convince the stock exchange that basically we want to bring a new taste to the capital market of Indonesia. Most of them is just maybe the sweet taste. We bring another taste, a bit spicy taste perhaps, for the capital market. Yeah.
So in your view, what are the key trends that will impact building designs and the property sector in Indonesia over the next 10 years?
We see now, definitely there's one thing. Every year, land price is getting higher. And it's not in line with the people income. So there is a big problem in every part of the world. That means the property price will be more expensive, and then people are getting more and more cannot afford to buy the property, especially this millennial generation. So the trend that I see right now is what we call city scrappers. So you see that long time ago, when the city is just low in population, the land price is still not expensive, everything is distributed horizontally. So maybe the office is there, 5 kilometers apart is an apartment complex there. And then when the land price is getting more expensive, you can see the trend right now is called a mixed use or integrated development, where in a small plot of lands, maybe about 1 hectare, you see office, hotels, and beside there is apartments and then hospital within the environment of those plot of lands. what I see in the next 10 years, everything here will be merged into a single building. What I name it a city scraper. It's a skyscrapers that contains all the city function. Why is that such a good thing? First, we can reduce the carbon footprint. You don't need to travel with the cars. You don't need to burn gasolines. Increase efficiency. There is no excuse for the staff for the team to come late to the office because your apartment is just upstairs. Just go down. Increase efficiency, and also it creates an independence, a sustainable environment for those particular buildings to sustain themselves. In the future, it can be like agricultural sector is also there. Agriculture is a sector that nobody even heard of it, but it creates a major impact to the city. Carbon footprint, you need food, everybody needs food, and then the food source always outside the city. It becomes a major problem due to the lack of, for example, famine, or maybe a lack of rain. So, and then later the rice will be not ready, the demand and such. So it creates a huge problem, not also including the transportation that increase the price of those commodity. So if you manage to put it inside a building where it has an agricultural cultivation areas, it will dramatically increase the efficiency and also reduce a lot of price, so that makes everything more affordable. The land price will be distributed by the height of the building, so it becomes more affordable. The apartment price will be more cheaper to counter the increase of the land price, and it also
but cheaper, you mean like in a suburban area or still in the city?
We are talking about the city areas. I don't recommend doing this in the suburban area because it's not ready. So it's like if your son is 9 years old, don't force them to drive a car. It's like that. So a city is like a person. It takes time. It takes time for the city to grow, and only at the specific time when you manage to bring in the specific type of development, it can succeed. So it only happens in a city where the land price is very expensive, like Jakarta, or a major capital city like Surabaya, Medan. Medan is now growing, Batam. So those kind of city that is now doing that. The other part of the city that is now growing, maybe a new capital city, and then the suburban area. The trend is right now is to create a pocket of sustainable development. Is what I always suggest. This pocket of sustainable development, where you have a hospital component, educational component inside it, it creates an even distributions for the economy. So there are no parts of the city that is well growing. The other part maybe not so much because there are no hospital there. Health is bad, no educational, so the people there is not receiving a good educational feed. It's not going to happen if you distribute all this evenly and make it a sustainable plot.
So can you please explain a little bit about the connection between Eisler and Pacific Investment?
Okay, so when we first established our corporation, we have two major holdings. The first is Eisler, and the other one is Pacific Investment. We see a Pacific Investment as the source funding for all of our activities, and obviously architects needs capitals. All the business needs capital. We basically marry between service company and an investment company. When we marry into one, people can see that how fast this service company can grow. Pacific Investment is just not about it's not just about investment only, but we see what a company can do. It can be a startup company with maybe only 2 or 3 person inside it, but it can be valued multiple times, maybe in the next 5 years. This Pacific Investment is the entity who can oversee that, so that maybe this startup company they have a talent. We are talent seeker. This company is talent seeker, that we feed them with the capital and then let them grow. So that's how the connection between. And this Pacific Investment keeps feeding Eisler for all of this talent source, funding source, and we also spread our network of funding into different sectors, IT sectors, another service sector, and such.
Okay. So thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much,
Rony. So yes, I hope to see you another time with all your new projects.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.